Are spiritual investments the key to afterlife rewards?
More about that on Sunday, God willing. But there is certainly an afterlife, and whatever we invest, that's what we're going to get out of it. If a person didn't invest in the Social Security system, he's not going to get Social Security. You have to invest in order to reap the benefits. And even in this world, there are certain limits. There's a story with Hillel himself. Hillel was very poor, but he had a very wealthy brother. His name was Shavna, and his wealthy brother didn't support him. There's a story of how Hillel almost died because he couldn't afford to go into the academy, so he lay down on this skylight to listen into the words of Torah, and it was a snowy day, and he was covered with snow and almost frozen to death. He was so poor. But at one point, I guess when Hillel became very famous, Shavna comes to Hillel and says to him, you know what, let's make a deal. I'm going to support you from now on, and you give me half of your merit of all your Torah study of the past. And the Talmud says you can't do that. If he had come to Hillel before he studied Torah and says, I'm going to support you, so you should be able to study Torah, he could have made a pact like that and share some of the rewards, the spiritual rewards.
But if he had done that, he wouldn't have had to ask for the merit. It would have been given to him.
It would have been given to him, right. And that's the partnership between the two tribes, Yisachar and Zvulun. When the 12 tribes were apportioned sections of Israel, there were two tribes that were together, adjacent to each other. One was Yisachar, they were the scholars, and one was Zvulun, they were the merchants. And they made a pact that Zvulun, the merchants, would support the scholars. So they are given credit as if they themselves will study Torah. You can do that before the act, but you can't do it afterwards. After you study Torah, you can't say, I'm going to purchase some of your Torah study. It should accrue to my merit, to my bank account, spiritual bank account. So that's why he says, if it's not now, if you don't do it right now, if you don't make the effort now, you can't do it later. Now, there shouldn't be a misunderstanding. Tshuva, repentance, always helps, but it only helps to get rid of the negatives associated with your past. But if you didn't do the positive, your tshuva, your repentance will only get rid of the negative aspect of not doing the right thing.